We'll start from 3 lines on the bottom. We'll try to move a little bit quicker because it's a busy week this week. I might not have all the days to finish. Says the Gemara, Rabbanan Amri, Mishpachas Miskar Zubazu. Yehuda and Yamin used to fight with each other. Who gets credit for Mordechai? Mishpachas Yehuda Meras Hana Garim. Yehuda said, we caused them that the Jews have Mordechai. Why? The Misyalad Mordechai that Mordechai is born. The Lokatle David Lishim Ben Gera. David should have killed Shimi Ben Gera when he rebelled against him and he cursed him, and he didn't. So therefore, we take credit to Mordechai, who came from Shimi Ben Gera, from the Shevet Binyamin. He's alive. And Mishpachas Binyamin Amar, but Mishpachas Binyamin said, it's a good point, but Minai Kasi comes from us. You can't get better than that. We get the credit. Rav Amar Rava says, Knesset Yisrael Amar Lidachisa. Klai Yisrael, the opposite. They blame people. Look what Yehuda did terrible to us. And what Binyamin did to us. What did Yehuda did to us? David should have killed Shimi and he didn't. Mordechai was more than Mekani Be'aman, that he upset Haman, antagonized him, and now we have all these problems. And look what Binyamin did to us. The Lokotli Shol Agag, that Shol didn't kill Agag when he should have. This Yod Minei Haman the Mitzar Yisrael. That Haman was born, that he was Mitzar Yisrael, that he caused Yisrael Tsar. Rabbi Yochanan says, Lo Binyamin Kasi. Rabbi Yochanan says a different shot. What was Mordechai from Binyamin or Yehuda? He was from Binyamin. My Karla Yehudi. Why was he called Yehudi? Ashum Shekafar Bavodazar, because he pushed away kafar. He turned away against. He went against Avodazar. Shekal. I don't have a good word for that in English, but he was kofar. He turned on it. Does anyone have a good word for kofar? Bavodazar. He went against it. Shekol kofar bavodazar nikiyudi. Anyone that's kofar and avodazara, that pushes it away, is called avodazar. It's called Yehudi k'dichsiv, like it says in the pasuk. It says in Daniel, Itai Guvrin Yudoin. When it's talking about Hanani, Mishael, Azariah that didn't bow down to Nebuchadnezzar, it says they are Guvrin Yudoin. They are men that are Yehudoin. It's a shiloh if they're from Yehuda or not, but either way, it wasn't necessary to say it in the pasuk. The reason he was saying it was Yudoin. They were Yudoin that were Kofar Bavodazar. Shim ben Pazi Kiavi pasuk b'divrei yamim. When he used to give shiurim on Divrei Hayam, when he used to start off his shiurim, Amar Hachi, he would give the following introduction about Divrei Hayamim. Kol Dvarecha Echadhem. A lot of times Divrei Hayamim gives different names in the psukim, and it uses different names for the same person. Va'anu Yodin L'darshan, we know how to expound upon it and to learn it. So in the next passage, just to give you an introduction, it's about Kali ben Yifuna. And Kali ben Yifuna married Basya Bas Paro. And the pasuk's going to call Basya Bas Paro Yehudiya, and it's going to call Kali ben Yifuna Mered, and it's going to say that Basya Bas Paro gave birth to Moshe Rabbeinu, and it's going to call Moshe Rabbeinu 6 names. Yered, the father of Gedar, that's going to be considered 2. Cheber, the father of Socho, that's going to be another 2. And Yekusiel, the father of Zenoch. It's all going to be referring to Moshe. And the Gemara is going to ask why it says the father of, and why it's called, why Basya Bas Paro is 2 different names, and why Meretz, and why Kali ben Yifuna is 2 different names. So hold on tight, and here we go. Says the Gemara. The pasuk says, "Ve'ishto haYehudiya Yolda es Yered Avi Gedar." 2 lines down on the wide lines. Bes Chever Avi Socho. Bes Yekusil Avi Zanoach. She gave birth to these people. These people, which is all going to be names of Moshe. The Elu b'nei Bisya Bas Paro. These are the children. These are the children of Bisya Bas Paro. Asher lokach married, that married, which is Kalev. Ask the Gemara, my Karila Yuda. Let's start off with Basya Bas Paro. Why is it called her Yudia? Al Shum Shekafar Bavodazar. Easy one, because she was kofar and avodazara. How do we see that in this week's parasha? The Chsiv Vatered Bas Paro Lirchatz Al Yar. She went down to bathe in the Yar, in the river. But Rabbi Yochanan, why was she bathing there? She Yardo Lirchatz Migulu Beis Avia. She was going down to bathe to cleanse herself from the avodazara of her father. Rashi says Lirchatz Litfol L'Shem Geiris. She was going in as a mikvah sort of to go in L'Shem Geiris. Says the Gemara, Yolda, she gave birth to these people, to Moshe, but Rabuye Rabbi say she just brought him up. Says the Gemara, Lo Malach, it's coming to tell us, Shekal Magadol Yasam Yisom, if anyone brings up rears a Yasim and Isoma b'sof beso in their house. Malal of Akasav ki liyoldo. It's like they gave birth to them. So Basi Basparo, Moshe was like a Yasim Almana, a Yasim and Isoma because he didn't have his parents weren't with him. So therefore, it's like she gave birth to him. Says the Gemara. Let's go through these 6 names. Yared Zem Moshe. Yared is Moshe. Why? Yared. Why was his name called Yared? Sheyarad Yisrael Man biyamav. Because he brought down man in his day for Klal Yisrael. The Gra, Agos Hagra, changes it. He says Shehori Torah Yisrael. He brought down the Torah for Klal Yisrael. Gedar. Why was he called Gedar? Shegadar Pritzosem Shal Yisrael. He fenced in the broken parts of the ruchnius of Klal Yisrael, of the laws of Klal Yisrael. Chever, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 lines down from the wide lines. Why was Moshe called Chever? Shechiber es Yisrael avim shemaim. He attached Klal Yisrael to their father in heaven. Socho shenasel meisol k'sukkah. He was like a sukkah, like he watched over them. He covered over Klal Yisrael and watched over them. Yekusiel, why was it called Yekusiel? Shekavu Yisrael lekel biyamav, because Klal Yisrael hoped to Hashem biyamav in his days. Yekusiel. Zanoach shezniach v'nosem. Zanoach is because shezniach v'nosem Yisrael. He threw off the averos of Klal Yisrael by davening for them. Now, why does it say Avi? This one, Avi, the father of this one, the father of this one, 3 times. Avi, 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 Av Batorah, Av Bachachma, Av Benavias. He was the father in Torah, Chachma, and Nevias. The Elu b'nei Bisya, then the pasuk finishes off. These are the children of Bisya, Asher Lakach Mered, that Mered married. Bisya, V'chi Mered Shemo. Was his name Mered? V'alo Kolev Shemo. His name was Kolev. Amakash Baruch Hu. Why are we calling him Mered? Yavo Kolev Shamar Batzas Meraglim. Let Kolev come. That he rebelled against the Meraglim. If you remember the story, Kolev ben Yefunah was one of the people that didn't go with the Meraglim, him and Yeshua. The Yisa, and let him marry Bisya Bas Paro, let him marry Basi Bas Paro, Bisya Bas Paro. Shemerda begilule beisavia, that she rebelled. There's one more Gemara there. Shemerda begilule beisavia, she rebelled against idolatry of her father. We're on Yugil Mohammed Aleph. Asher Agla Miyushalayim. We say in the Megillah, Asher Agla Mirushalayim. It says about Mordechai that he was Hegla, that he went into Galus from Yerushalayim. So the pasuk is now mentioning that it doesn't say, Rashi explains, Asher Hoya min Agola Asher Hegla. He was from the people that went into Galus. Rather, it says Asher Hegla, he went into Galus im Agola, with the people that went into Galus. Sounds like he wasn't part of them. Amarava Shegola me'atzmo. He went to Galus himself. Rashi adds, with like Yirmiyah, that went to Galus himself. HaKadosh Baruch Hu told him to come back. Vayihi omen es Hadassah. You have it? You have it? Vayihi omen es Hadassah. Says the Gemara. Vayihi omen es Hadassah. Vayihi omen es Hadassah. Says the Gemara. Kari le Hadassah v'kari le Esther. It's called we call her Hadassah Esther and we call her Esther. Tanya Rameir Omer. Rameir says Esther. Her real name was Hadassah. Hashem Tzadikim Shnikra Hadassim. Tzadikim are called Hadassim in the pasuk. V'cheinu Omer, like we see in the pasuk when it's speaking about the Shechina that went into Galus and stood by Hanani, Mishael, Vazari. It says V'u Omer bein Hadassim. He stood amongst the Hadassim. Rashi says amongst the people that went into Galus. He doesn't speak out Hanani, Mishael, Vazari, but it's speaking about the Hanani, Mishael, Vazari mainly, that he stood amongst them. So therefore, we see that the tzaddikim are called Hadassah. Rabbi Yehuda says Hadassah Shema. Her name wasn't Esther, and we called her Hadassah. Her name was Hadassah. Esther. Why was she called Esther? Al Shum Shoisim Asteris Varel, because she hid the things from Achashverosh. Her Shenemar, like it says, Ein Esther Magedes Esama. She didn't tell over who her nation was. Rabbi Nechemi says Hadassah Shema. Her real name was Hadassah. Esther Umos Olam Kornasa Al Shum Astar. The Umos Olam, the nations of the world, called her like the moon. She was as beautiful like the moon. Ben Azai says Esther, a star means the moon. Ben Azai says Esther lo arucha lo kasar. The reason she was called Hadassah is because she was not tall, not short. Elabainus, rather she was middle height. Hadassah like Hadassah. Rabbi Yeshua Hadassah middle height. Rabbi Yeshua ben Karcha Rabbi Yeshua says, and Karcha says Esther Rakrokosaisa. She was green like a Hadassah. Why did everyone think she was beautiful? Why does everyone think she was beautiful? But she had a thread of chesed, was mashach aleh. She had drawn on her a chut of chesed. Hashem, people looked at her and saw a chut of chesed. How do you say that in English? She had something on her that that brought out her beauty. Chut shel chesed. Mashach aleh was drawn on her. Ki ein la'avim. It's pasuk says a double lashon. It says ki ein la'avim. Esther didn't have a father and a mother. Ubemos avia v'ima, and when her father and mother died. Why does it repeat it? Loma lamali. Why do we need to repeat it? Amar Abacha ibarta meis. Her mother was pregnant. Meis avia. Her father died. Yoldasa Yoladata. When her mother gave birth, Mesa Ima. When she was born, Mesa Ima, her mother died. So therefore, it's trying to tell us that she was never, she never saw her parents. She never had them, and therefore. But it's also teaching us a fact that a person's called a father right away when the mother is pregnant. Therefore, it could be called a father. And when she's born, she's called the mother. It's unclear. It seems that a mother is only once you're born. And therefore, once you're born, you're the mother. She was never able to call her mother her mother. They say because the mother, until the baby's born, the baby's part of the mother. So she only becomes the mother once she leaves the mother's stomach. So she never saw her mother, and she was never able to call her mother. When her parents died, Mordechai took her for a daughter. Tana mishum Rameir, we learned in the name of Rameir, Al tikri labas. Don't say he took her as a daughter. Not labas, ela bias. Took her as a house, as a wife. Bias is a way to say a wife. And so it says by David HaMelech, when David took Bathsheba, and Uriah was the original husband, so it didn't look as good as it should have. So therefore, Hashem sent the Navi, Nasan, to give Musar to David, and he gave David like a mashal of what he did wrong. So he explained, Ularash was a poor man, who he's referring to Uriah. Ain kol ki'im kivsacha, so only had one female sheep, which he was referring to Bathsheba. Kitana, small, and Ashakana, that he purchased. V'yichya, and he made her live. He kept her alive. And reared her with him and his children yachtav together. Mipito tochel, she ate from his bread, and she drank from his cups. Ubecheko tishkav, this is the key, and lied in his chest. Batilo labas, and she was for a daughter. Says Gemara, it doesn't make sense. Mishum de becheko tishkav, if she lies in his chest, havale. Not a daughter, El Labayas. That's a kibayas. That's like a wife. Alchanami Labayas. So to Bayas, she was like a bay. When it says Labas, it means a bias. Besheva Naaros. Haggai, when Esther first came to the palace, he gave to her 7 Naaros, 7 maidens. Amar Rava, Shoisamona Bohem Yemei Shabbos. She called them, she named them the days of the week, and therefore when Shabbos came, she knew when Shabbos was, because the one that came in, that was the name was Shabbos, she would know who it was, and therefore she knew. The Mefarshim speak about why she couldn't keep track of the days of the week on her own. By Yeshana, and he changed something for Esther, and for her maidens. Amarav, what did Haggai change? Shechilu Maichel Yehudi. He gave her kosher food to eat. Ushmuel Amar, this Morachani never told us. Shechilu Kadle de Chaziri. He gave her the fats of Chazir, of a Chazir. Rashi says bacon. He gave her, and she was forced to eat it because she couldn't, otherwise she would be known. And Rashi says she didn't get onish because she was forced. Rabbi Yochanan says zaronim. He gave her seeds, because seeds is something that has protein, and therefore it could sustain her even though she wasn't eating. And so it says, we find in another place where tzaddikim ate seeds to keep themselves alive. It says by Nebuchadnezzar, Chanan, Mishael, Azariah. By Hiamel Tsar Noses Apas, the attendant took away the bread, begam, the Nosalem Zaronim gave them seeds to consume and sustain themselves on. So we see that that's a smart thing for someone, a tzaddik, or someone that keeps kosher, to eat when they can't eat. Says the Gemara, almost done. For 6 months, the women, when they came to Achashverosh, they used oil of mar. My shem and amar, what's oil? Amar Rabchia Barabba Amar Sateches. It's something called Sateches. It's a question what that is. Some of the Mepharshim say that's the mar jar. That's the That's the fine, made of the fine oil, but whatever it is, it's sateches. Rav Huna Amar Shemen Zayis Shelo Hevi Shlish. It's Shemen Zayis. It's olive oil that didn't yet grow. The olives didn't grow to a third, and I guess it was good for their skin and to take off the hair. Tani Rabbi Yehuda Omer, An Pakinun Shemen Zayis Shelo Hevi Shlish. An Pakinun is a Shemen Zayis that didn't bring a shlish. The Lama Sachnosa, why did the women smear their bodies with them? Shemeshir es haseir. It takes off the hair, umadin es habasar, and it makes the basar shine or glow or whatever. But Erev Yibah, it says that Achashverosh would take the women in the evening, uba boker yishava. He would live with them and then give them back in the morning. Amar Rabbi Yochanan, mignusa sholso rasha. From the bad of that rasha, from the disgustingness, from the lowliness, lamanu shifcha, we also see something that he did right. He didn't live with them by day, as is inappropriate, only to live by night. But Esther found favor in everyone's eyes. How did she find favor? Everyone thought that Esther was from their nation, because everyone likes people from their nation. When was Esther taken? What month? The Chodesh Asir, in the 10th month of Chodesh Teves, in the month of Teves. Why? It was for her benefit, or for the benefit of her becoming queen. Yerach, it's a month, Shenena Guf Mena Guf, that people could use body heat because it's cold outside. And Esther, the king loved Esther more than all the women. More than the women and more than the Basulos. The not Basulos and the yes Basulos. Amarav, because she had the benefit of both. When he wanted to live with a Basula Tom, Esther gave for that as well. Tom Beula, if he wanted to live with a Beula Tom, through Esther, he's able to have that too. Then he made a big party to be able to he wanted to make a party to find out who Esther was. So he was trying to get her to like him. So he made a party. She didn't reveal who she was. Dali Karga, he took off taxes in her honor, and she didn't reveal. Shadar Pardishni, and he sent out presents to the Sarim in her name. She didn't reveal. Then he gathered women a second time. Does anyone know why? Says the Gemara, Azul Shakal ate some Mordechai. He went to Mordechai, he said, I have a problem. I know you're a smart person. Esther, this person Esther, I took as a queen. She doesn't want to tell me who she is. So Mordechai said, he said, Ein isha miskana el b'yar chaverta. A woman only gets jealous when you bring in another woman. So therefore, make another party with other women. Make believe or make believe like you take another woman. She'll tell you, he still didn't reveal it. Dichsiv ein Esther. Magedes Maladata, she still didn't say. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. Thank you, everyone, for coming. It was real.